In today's video, we're going to go over why Overwatch players should be happy that Marvel Rivals is giving some competition. We're going to be handling it with 3 subjects, starting out with competition, ideation, and burnout. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now getting into the competition side of things, ever since Marvel Rivals has been announced, I'm pretty sure you heard the phrase in some discords or some comment sections that Overwatch players were going to leave and just ditch ship for Marvel Rivals. And I'm here to tell you, if you're an Overwatch player, do not worry. This is what you want at the end of the day, because there's a common practice in video games. When there's more competition, it leads to better innovation, better ideation, and overall less burnout with more options to play. For the longest period of time, Overwatch had really no huge competitors in the team fighting genre space. Now, there are other games with team fighter and abilities but they were never 6v6 or 5v5 oriented, right? We would have Valorant, but that's more of a tactical shooter. We'll have stuff like Apex, but that's more of a battle royale. None of them really the, 6v6 format until Marvel Rivals dropped. I mainly want to shed light on this competition subject because without competition, developers can tend to get lazy or feel the lack of pressure to keep pushing to get eyes on it. Because if you're the only one in the space, you're the only option. You don't have to really fight for it. I guarantee you, if Marvel Rivals was around during the end of Overwatch 1, there wouldn't have been that 2-year gap with no updates while they worked on Overwatch 2. At the least, there would have been some small updates to keep us entertained. And the crazy thing about that Overwatch update, it was supposed to give us PvE for Overwatch 2, which ended up just being canceled. Overwatch as a whole has been able to get away with taking these huge risks because there's no one in the space to challenge them or pressure them from taking their core audience. Because if you're an Overwatch player, you really enjoyed the whole 6v6, 5v5, choose your character, play as a team aspect of a game that you really couldn't get anywhere else. With Marvel Rivals stepping into the team fighting scene, I have no doubt that's going to push Overwatch to 1, listen to the audience more, as we can already see glimpses of that with 6v6 being heavily pushed and seeing how they can work it back in and heavily tested. Maybe faster character releases, maybe quicker updates, or maybe new ideas just to keep their audience entertained. But that's mainly what I wanted to talk about for the competitive part. So let's move into the ideation side of things. Moving on to ideation and why I think Marvel Rivals will help Overwatch in the long run when it comes to ideation and just overall updates and patches for their game. A popular example of this is the battle royale genre. Now, a long time ago when Fortnite was still at the top of its game and it was just being challenged by Apex introduced a cool new mechanic to the battle royale genre, and that was reviving. Now, I'm not 100% sure if they were the first battle royale to do it. They were definitely the battle royale to make it very, very popular. And with the success of the respawn system in Apex and people loving it and it actually challenging Fortnite's like, let's implement that. And then people run around crying saying that they copied Apex. No, they loved it. The Fortnite players enjoyed that change, but it was because of the competitiveness that brought the ideation forward. Now, with Marvel Rivals, we have a new character reveal recently, Hawkeye, which has the potential to be a one-shot kill character. And he's very, very similar playstyle to Hanzo, but where Overwatch seemed to struggle with the one-shot kill characters, they've done something that Overwatch has never thought of, which is increasing the damage while holding your crosser on the target, which a lot of Overwatch players and other people have praised up and down. They're like, wow, this actually seems very skillful and very balanced and doesn't feel really cheesy like they just spamming a corner or something. Now, I'm not saying that Overwatch will add this to Hanzo, but I just want to point this out. If they do add it to Hanzo, it will not be a bad thing. I think it'll be a praised mechanic, overall increase the skill gap while allowing something that previously existed to come back in a more skillful way. And that's just a small potential with ideation in the long run. But another factor that Marvel Rivals is doing successful will also help out with is the burnout. So moving on to the burnout part of the video, no matter what type of gamer you are, it sucks to play the same game over and over again, and sometimes some days you just might not have fun on that certain game. Whether the genre is maybe shooters and you want to transition to a different shooter you know you're gonna have more fun in, or whether it's a fighter and you want to play another fighter game where you're like, I'm burnt out of this meta right now. Having that ability to take a break from a game like Overwatch and go try Marvel Rivals, maybe just quick play or just to cool down from ranked off Overwatch, it allows you to escape essentially from Overwatch without feeling super heated. Because sometimes we may not have the option to get off Overwatch. You'd be like, nope, this is the only game I feel like playing right now, regardless if I'm doing good or bad, because no other game was that close to it or had that much care put into it when it came to this genre of team fighters. But that's going to do it for the end of my video. It was just a small little thought piece. I thought it would shed some light onto why we shouldn't be afraid, and we should embrace new video games, especially when they're very similar to games we already love. With Marvel Rivals being less than a week away, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe button. I have a lot more content on the way when the game launches. I'll definitely be streaming, shooting for the top of the leaderboards and ranked, and just fun video ideas overall. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.